An old man, Mr. Smith, was living the last of his life in a nursing home. One day he appeared to be very sad and depressed. Nurse Lisa asked if there was anything wrong. "Yes, Nurse Lisa," said Mr. Smith. "My private parts died today and I am very sad." Knowing her patients were forgetful and sometimes a little crazy, she replied, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Smith. Please accept my condolences." The following day, Mr. Smith was walking down the hall with his private parts hanging out of his pajamas when he met Nurse Lisa. "Mr. Smith," she said, "you shouldn't be walking down the hall like that. Please put your private parts back into your pajamas." "But, Nurse Lisa," replied Mr. Smith, "I told you yesterday that my private parts died." "Yes, you did tell me that, but why are they hanging out of your pajamas?" asked Nurse Lisa. "Well," he replied, "today's the viewing." A little girl came running into the house, bawling her eyes out and cradling her hands. "Mommy, quick, get me a glass of cider," she wailed. "Why do you want a glass of cider?" asked her mom. "I cut my hand on a thorn and I want the pain to go away." Confused but weary of the child's whining, the mother obliged and poured her a glass of cider. The little girl immediately dunked her hand in it. "Ouch, it still hurts. This cider doesn't work," she whined. "What are you talking about?" asked Mom. "What made you think that cider would ease the pain?" "Well, I overheard my big sister that whenever she gets a in her hand, she can't wait to get it in cider." There was a married couple who were in a terrible accident. The woman's face was burned severely. The doctor told the husband they couldn't graft any skin from her body because she was so skinny. The husband then donated some of his skin. However, the only place suitable to the doctor was from his buttocks. The husband requested that no one be told of this because, after all, this was a very delicate matter. After the surgery was completed, everyone was astounded at the woman's new beauty. She looked more beautiful than she ever did before. All her friends and relatives just raved about her youthful beauty. She was alone with her husband one day, and she wanted to thank him for what he had done. She said, "Dear, I just want to thank you for everything you did for me. There is no way I could ever repay you." He replied, "Oh, don't worry, honey. I get plenty of thanks every time your mother comes over and kisses you on your cheek." Johnny and his mother were out and about. Little Johnny, out of the blue, asked his mother, "Mommy, how old are you?" The mother responded, "Women don't talk about their age. You will learn this as you get older." Little Johnny then asked, "Mommy, how much do you weigh?" His mother responded again, "That's another thing women don't talk about. You will learn this too as you grow up." Little Johnny, still wanting to know about his mother, then fired off another question. "Mommy, why did you and Daddy get a divorce?" The mother, a little annoyed by the questions, responded, "Johnny, that is a subject that hurts me very much, and I don't want to talk about it now." Then little Johnny, frustrated, sulks until he's dropped off at a friend's house to play. He consulted with his friend about his conversation with his mother. His friend said, "All you have to do is sneak a look at your mother's driver's license. It's just like a report card from school. It tells you everything." Later, little Johnny and his mother were out and about again. Little Johnny began with, Mommy, I know how old you are. You are 32 years old." The mother was very shocked. She asked, "Sweetheart, how do you know that?" Little Johnny shrugged and said, "I just know. And I know how much you weigh. You weigh 130 pounds. "Where did you learn that?" asked the mother again. Little Johnny said, "I just know, and I know why you and Daddy got a divorce. You got an F in Two women friends had gone out for a girls' night out and had been decidedly overenthusiastic on cocktails. Incredibly drunk and walking home, they suddenly realized they both needed to pee. They were very near a graveyard and one of them suggested they do their business behind a headstone or something. The first woman had nothing to wipe with, so she took off her panties, used them and threw them away. Her friend, however, was wearing an expensive underwear set and didn't want to ruin hers, but was lucky enough to salvage a large ribbon from a wreath that was on a grave and proceeded to wipe herself with it. After finishing, they made their way home. The next day, the first woman's husband called the other husband and said, "These damn girls' night outs have got to stop. My wife came home last night without her panties." "That's nothing," said the other. Mine came back with a sympathy card stuck between the cheeks of her butt that said, "From all of us at the fire station, we will never forget you." Woman takes her 19-year-old daughter to doctor. The doctor says, "Okay, Mrs. Jones, what's the problem?" The mother says, "It's my daughter, Darla. She keeps getting these cravings. She's putting on weight and she's sick most mornings." The doctor gives Darla a good examination, then turns to the mother and says, "Well, I don't know how to tell you this, but your Darla is about 4 months pregnant." The mother says, "Pregnant? She can't be. She has never ever been left alone with a man. Have you, Darla?" Darla says, "No, mother. I've never even kissed a man." The doctor walked over to the window and just stares out of it. About 5 minutes passes and finally the mother says, "Is there something wrong out there, doctor?" The doctor replies, "No, not really. It's just that the last time anything like this happened, a star appeared in the east and 3 wise men came over the hill. I'll be damned if I'm going to miss it this time." Little Johnny woke up in the middle of the night and went to the bathroom. On the way back to bed, he passed his parents' room. When he looked in, he noticed the covers bouncing. He called to his dad. "Hey Dad, what are you doing?" The dad answered, "Playing cards." Little Johnny asked, "Who's your partner?" The dad answered, "Your mom." Little Johnny then passed by his older sister's room again. He noticed the covers bouncing. He called to his sister. "Hey sis, what are you doing?" The sister answered, "Playing cards." Little Johnny asked, "Who's your partner?" She answered, "My boyfriend." A little later, Dad got up and went to the bathroom. As he passed Little Johnny's room, he noticed the covers bouncing. He called to his son, "What are you doing?" Little Johnny answered, "Playing cards." Dad asked, "Really? Who's your partner?" Little Johnny answered, "You don't need a partner if you have a good hand."